Isn't it wonderful that ECPO have actually chosen to give the European children a voice?
Yes, it's so important. And my daughter and your daughter, I think, they growing with this project. They more, feel more strong, and now they can speak about the problems. It's not a problem, but they see they have a problem, and with this situation, with this work, they think a different way.
Yeah.
When they speak, they make a therapeutic percourse. Okay.
Exactly. It's great because, especially on World Obesity Day, the fact that these children have given this subject a voice, the
Yes.
disease of obesity and how it feels to live with it and what it means, it gives kind of voices to so many others.
Yeah, and they feeling they are important to the other youngers.
Yeah, they
This
help.
is very, very
It's
important.
so important, and I think it gives them that confidence, the fact that they're helping others.
And when they speak with you, each others, okay, you have the same thing I have. I'm not only one, and the other guy have the same, and oh, I'm a normal guy. This is so important to them.
Absolutely, because even though I live with obesity, me having a conversation with my child about the subject is very different.
Of course,
to
we are
her.
mothers.
Exactly. So her talking to her peers about the same thing, I think a lot more comes out, you know, that they can say, well, in my world at this time,
Yes.
this is what obesity means to me to live with, you know.
And it's our point of view, is not their point of view. This is the clay, the most important.
Yeah.
What they think, what they feeling is different. What we feeling.
Exactly, because we may have lived it ourselves as young children, but it is a different world. And the fact that ECPO have given these youth
Yes.
a voice for World Obesity Day is so impressive.
Yes, so important to them. They growing so much.
Yes.
Now I have a different daughter.
Exactly.
Yes, it's a different Marta. Yes,
Yeah.
another Marta.
Since my Cara has started doing this, she has found a way to talk about it more.
Yes.
She was so embarrassed. You know, she would hide a lot about obesity, even when she did the first podcast that she did.
Yes.
Because she didn't realize she could speak openly about it and not be ashamed.
Yes. Yes. This is the big difference in their lives, I think.
Definitely, it's how to make it different for them as they go
and
on.
for us too.
And for us, exactly.
Yes.
And how they are making it different for the children coming behind them.
The other families, the other parents. Yes.
Exactly. So when did you first notice an issue and what did you do at the beginning?
Before, first I say, wow, what's happened with my daughter?
Okay.
No. And I work with the young people.
Yeah.
And I have so many information about this situation, but with my daughter, I don't know what's supposed I do. Okay, I asking for help for the organization in Portugal help the kids to this situation, and I speak to a nutritionist and to a psychologist to help us, and I don't know what I was supposed to do, and I changed the technical of psychology. I changed the woman, and the new woman make a big difference. She speak with Marta, and after she speak with me and says, calm, rest calm, everything gonna be okay. You do all the tools to Marta to resolve this situation, and with the time, the things go change. And the big challenge is stopping me, because I want to put food in my in my daughter's mouth. Why so deep? No, is airtime, share time is not easy. And I stopping, I and after I read more, I speak with the other people, the other parents, and this was so nice to understand what's happened and what is supposed I doing or not doing. Waiting, I think, is the most important. Listen, Martin. Understand Martha without questions. Looking, observe, feeling. To my heart was difficult.
It is a very difficult thing because,
Yes.
as I said, having lived with it myself, in some ways that could be a negative because I was so conscious of the possibility that she could have the same issue.
This is not easy if so many conscious.
Yeah, and I was afraid that I would overreact
Yes.
to the issue. And then when it began to develop, she was known in her school for bringing the healthiest lunch to school.
Yeah.
And she, from the time she was any age, she would not go in a buggy anymore.
Okay.
You know, the buggies that you push as a mum when they're little. She insisted on walking everywhere. She was such a walker. She swam, she played soccer, she did an awful lot of things. She went to karate. As things progressed and she became more aware, she stopped all these things because she became more self-aware
Yes.
and more conscious, which broke my heart because that's exactly the way I grew up. She then started not wanting to eat in front of people because
Yes.
people would question, even if it was an apple, something going into her mouth, that I had. And I wanted so differently for her. The first thing when I approached the doctor was we were sent to a dietitian in the community. So we go to the dietitian and she shows us the chart, which I knew back to front anyway, and that's what I had been feeding her. And so it didn't really work for us going to the community dietitian. It will for some people, obviously. It's great to have that access.
But it's enough.
Yes, I knew she was going to need at least the multidisciplinary team, which we now have, where you've got your psychologist, you've got your physio, you've got the whole lot working together. And this is such a complex disease that children as well need, when they get to a certain stage of obesity, do actually need this. So I brought her to the multidisciplinary team. It hasn't changed her body shape, but it has made her more aware about, she always knew about health, but now it's more about healthier. It's not about her numbers on the scales.
Yes.
It's about her living her best life.
Yes.
And this is one thing she has learned from the multidisciplinary team.
More learn, they need feeling.
Yes.
When they feeling, when they look to the others and understand the difference, because they trying, they have experience.
Yes.
This, I think, is the little thing that make the difference.
It is. And, sometimes I think we've all come to realize, because we know the science behind it now, but I think we need, and this is what we're learning, the importance of them feeling so comfortable in their own skin first, and then we can deal with health. Health will always, be an issue, but we can deal with it. But we just need to make them realize their importance in this world first, give them that confidence. And that can actually help with obesity. It can really help once they feel that.
Bernadette, when we speak about these situations, we see the physical part and the mental, the health mental. This is a big question.
It is particularly for children today, adolescents, even more so. I suppose in our day, if you think about it, they weren't able to be reached by social media. When they were at home, they were safe.
Okay.
Now, everywhere, there are influencers out there that may be kind of saying the wrong thing about the way a body should be. And all this kind of does add up. And now we've just come out of a pandemic where they were locked down, where body size did increase. In a certain, you know, so you've got all this kind of, they have so much going on that we do need to work on their mental health, because there's no point trying to work on the physical without working on the mental health side as well, and especially with children who live with obesity, because they're so impacted by how they feel, how they look, and they could have other side issues going on. They could be bullied in school. They can be bullied outside. They can be bullied in the home, unfortunately, you know, if there are people in the home who don't understand this. But that's why I think the multidisciplinary angle works, because they do take into consideration the mental health of the adolescent or child.
I think is the most important in this work. Yeah.
They need to feel
They and us again.
yes, they just need to feel kind of that they're important, that they're worth it, you know. And all this begins with mental health.
Yes.
How somebody feels about themselves. You know, we can all be physically well and maybe not mentally well without realizing it. And there are so many children, adolescents who will put on a face without revealing what is going on behind. And that's why we need to be so careful and watch out for signs, you know.
What we're feeling make a difference if we can speak about our feelings with the other people, with the parents or the friends, or with the people we don't know. Maybe it's more easy. The people don't know our problems, and we can start speaking. It's important because, okay, this is not so big how I think. When we start to speak about the things, okay, it's not a big problem. It's only a problem, or not a problem, a little thing. Okay, now I'm feeling in another way, in a different. Okay.
That's exactly it. Once we know about a problem, it's easier to deal with. And once we sometimes we have to help give them the words to understand themselves. If they're younger, obviously. If they're older, if you can have it, we all know it's tough with an adolescent.
Yes.
But if you can be as open as possible with your adolescent, and not be negative, it means that they feel more comfortable coming to you. Now, they may reveal so much to you, but yes, they may find it easier to somebody they don't know, a professional, you know. But it's all about, at home first, keeping the lines of communication open.
Yes.
So that way you can figure out whether the child needs to go further for help with, you know, professionally.
Yeah. And speak about the kids. It's easy or not?
It can be difficult because obviously you have to choose your words wisely, because we all know that words can damage.
Yes.
So if you choose, for me personally, this is not for anybody else, but for me, I don't use the word treat for food, because I think it gives the wrong impression of good food, bad food.
Yes.
And it's something, again, that can last a lifetime if you say that to a child. So for me, the word treat would mean a trip somewhere, go to the cinema, things like that, you know.
And when we go to the doctor with the kids, the doctor give a way, say to us, this is diagnostic, and you need to do that. And we go home with our kids here, and now you do that. And the kids say, oh, we need to speak to the kids, to the children. You are comfortable with this? with the ways the doctor showed to us. It's okay to do this, and the children say yes or no. The children need decide with us the best way. It's
Absolutely.
important, I
It
think.
is. I think you need to talk to your child
With
before.
love, with love.
Exactly, with love,
With love.
before you even bring them to a healthcare provider.
Yes.
Because we all know that some healthcare providers still don't understand obesity. So they may actually talk to the child in a very stigmatizing way.
Yes.
And that's not going to help
Yeah.
in any way, you know. But I think we need to work on this as a family so the child doesn't get singled out as an issue within the family, so that everybody feels like they're becoming healthier together, you know, that it's not necessarily about the numbers on the scales, that it's just about improving people's health.
Okay, but we need to ask to the children, you are comfortable with this? You are not? You can choose another doctor, another way? Oh, what we doing together? Okay, teamworks.
Teamwork. Exactly. That's why. That's what I was saying about kind of speaking to your child before you even approach a healthcare professional, because they need to have that say. They need to have that voice.
Yes.
Years ago, we weren't given that, and that was very detrimental when we were young. That we didn't have that choice. That we couldn't say, "This is making me feel." Whatever way it made me feel, you know. So that's why it all has to be done from the start with love, so that first of all that child knows that they are truly loved, that it's not about this need to change your child,
Yes.
because that can make them feel so insecure.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's why that love is so important, to kind of say, well, no, we're just going to try and get healthier because we love you, and we're going to work on this together as a team. It's not you, it's not anybody else, it's together.
Together, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Katharina, you're a clown.
Yes.
And you work with children.
Yes, I have two jobs in the normal. In the day, I work in a municipality, and in my free time, I'm a clown, and I use this strategic to work in Portugal Association to the obesity to work with the childrens. Is more easy with this clown speak with the childrens and help the families and the childrens with this strategic. We stay with the children, we speak, we listen. They playing together and with the clown, and we pass the message. It's different when the clowns say, we need hit that, or we cannot hit this food. It's different when the doctors say.
Of course.
We receive better, okay?
So what age group would the children be?
I think this work at 4, 5 years to 8, 7, 8, 9, sometimes 9 years.
It's not something I've heard of before, and that's the great thing about internationally working together, because we can actually find out what works in other countries, and we can maybe bring it back to our own country. I'm not sure I'd make a good clown, but
But you can try.